What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, my name's Mac. This is my YouTube channel, How to Heal. I like to go over things that I've felt are very helpful for my own healing, my own direction, and improving my own mindset. Hopefully I can give you guys some tips that you'll enjoy and benefit from as well. Hope you guys are all having a great day. We're outside in a nice, beautiful post-rain, calm day today, so just taking that in. And we'll start off today's video with a nice stretch. Just a nice forward reach. Okay, so today's video I wanted to discuss the idea of cringe and people avoiding things that are perceived to be cringe. I saw something interesting on Facebook the other day. Really great guy that I went to high school with posted, and he's been posting a lot of like free content, just not concerned about how people are going to receive it, but just makes him feel good, and he's out enjoying life and sharing that with whoever wishes to see it. And it's really great to see. It's an incredible change, starting to see more content like this in the world, at least from my perspective. And he was posting on basically the most cringe thing you can do is, like, people are so afraid to be themselves because it's cringe, but being a false version of yourself kind of is the most cringe thing you can do. That's basically, I'm brutally paraphrasing, but that's along the lines of what I perceived he was saying, and I thought that's very truthful in a lot of senses. And I think often the issue with cringe and why people can perceive stuff as so unnerving to look at is because, well, often I think it's a reflection of themselves, and they think, ooh, I feel uncomfortable if I were putting myself out there like that, if I were being so free and subjecting myself to this level of judgment. But the first thing is, the nice thing is, you can just let that go. You can just release yourself from judgment. If you don't judge yourself and you accept yourself fully, then you can really remove a lot of the judgment you're going to feel from other people, and then you're just free to feel free and be free as you are. You don't need to be limited by, oh, I'm scared of how people are going to perceive me. What if they think I'm weird? What if it doesn't matter. You're just grounded in who you are, and you get to enjoy being just that. The other thing I think that often happens is people have an expectation or a hope to be something they're not. Because if you try to compare yourself to someone or be someone else, inevitably you're never going to truly be that person, because they're not you. That's not your true nature. So being false in an attempt to try and be someone else, which you're always going to inevitably, I believe, fail at, because you're not being your authentic self, is going to be perceived as cringy in many senses, right? Like, if someone not can't sing, but if they aren't as tone corrected, if their ability to maintain a certain pitch isn't as strong as someone like The Weeknd's, but they try to pretend to be The Weeknd, people might perceive that as cringe. Oh, that's cringe. They think they're The Weeknd, but they're so not The Weeknd, and blah. Well, obviously not, because they're not The Weeknd. They're not that person, right? But people can get very caught up. I've gotten caught up in trying not to be, I guess, perceived as a false version of someone else, right? Like, you expect and you hope and you try to be something so different from yourself. I think that's what can result in this kind of cringy, unnerving thing as well, because you're trying to be something you're not and ultimately failing, and it's just inauthentic. And I think there's definitely something to be said about being very genuine and authentic with yourself, because I think there's a difference between someone trying to mimic. You've probably seen this. I know I've seen this online. you see someone trying to mimic something and it just doesn't rub you the right way. It's like a little uncomfortable, but you see someone kind of doing the same thing, but for some reason it seems a lot better. It seems like a lot more enjoyable of content, right? It's something you can really get behind. You really like watching it. You don't feel nearly as uncomfortable. And the main difference is that person is just more grounded and coming from, they're more rooted in themselves and acting out how they feel and what they truly want to do with whatever content they're making versus trying to be something they're not. And you can kind of feel this energy. So I also think, kind of stepping back to the previous point, when you end up giving off this uncomfortable vibe because you're ultimately being false and trying to be something you're not, the ironic thing is it's also uncomfortable because we try so hard to be something, to avoid being seen as being something we're not, but inevitably in doing that we're being something we're not, if that makes sense. I'm trying to connect the dots here in words for you, but we're trying to be seen a certain way and make it seem as though it's authentic, but it's not. And in being inauthentic in this subtle, sneaky sense, we're being something we're not. We're kind of, it's a bit of a paradox. We're ultimately creating, hey buddy, we're creating the issue we're trying to avoid by, like, oh, save face, we want people to see us a certain way, in the way that we want to be perceived. We want to be this way, but we're not. So to kind of come full circle, I think to avoid this sense of being cringe, first of all, you just got to accept yourself and be content with how other people are going to see you, and know that that's them, that's not you. And second of all, just try to be more authentic. Try and ground yourself in who you are and how you feel, and be rooted in that and grow out from that. Get your energy and your actions from how you truly feel, not how you think other people want to see you, or an idolized version of yourself. Let that kind of, try and deconstruct that down and just focus on who do you want to be, what feels right to you, what feels authentic to you. So that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, found some value from it. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for videos in the future, you can comment down below. And thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you guys have a great day.